watching. I'm watching you. Anyway, this is In the Booth, man. Welcome back. Another day. I'm your boy Messenja.
Ramona Jones.
CantonJones. AKA Kaiser, because they call me Kaiser on the show. They never call me Messenja. So I am Kaiser and Messenja.
Got a resume, rolling in a limousine. Got something for the king, something for the queen. And we got a winning team, about to do the thing. Then we hit
Y'all give it up for the In the Booth band.
You know what it is when we in the booth. Speaking to the hoes, speaking to the youth. And no matter what, we gon' tell the truth. See time harvest, you gon' see the fruit. Put the kid tag, gotta pull it
Help
from
me,
the roof.
voice of God.
To get the bag, gotta get the loot. Find another way to preach, we don't need a suit. To the rule in the game, looking for recruits. Let's go. You now out here with CantonJones and Messenja on In the Booth podcast.
Yeah. We got another sponsor. Got the
beautiful wife.
Yeah. Let me turn it down. We also sponsored by the Royal Bloodline. Let me get.
Yeah.
Freedom Apparel.
And Love
Freedom
Jones.
Apparel.
Love Jones did this one.
Yeah.
So there we go. We got the family working on our own little stuff.
Yeah. Also, we have the zip tie sponsors of Commercial Electric holding this building together right now, as well as the tape.
The tape.
Yes, as well
Hey, let me
as.
tell you something. With that gray tape. Give me that gray tape right there. This gray tape has been in my family.
Let them see it. No, turn
Not
it
your
sideways.
family.
So it ain't even round no more. That mug is a square. The tape got four corners.
I remember my dad's pants was too long. And we were on tour. I took him on tour with us. We were in South Carolina. And he was like, man, my pants too long. Pull over this Home Depot over here. I was like, what you gonna do that Home Depot? He was like, what? That just got this gray tape, hemmed his pants. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, great tape. You always gotta keep some of this in your life.
Yeah, right.
And if it wasn't for Airwick,
Oh my God.
this church would be smelling like straight boo-boo. So we have to put it in certain areas where certain people sit. No, I'm just
You ain't right. You ain't right. You are not right.
I'm joking.
You're not right.
Got that mug under the seat, taped under the seat.
No, you said we gotta.
No, we got to see for you.
No, slide over one.
Yeah.
That one.
That's it. That's it
for you.
That's it right there.
Yeah, we put all these up under the seat.
Yes.
Good over here. Yeah. Praise the Lord. Sweet smelling savor.
The VDS section. Very disgusting smell.
Oh, shut up, voice.
All right. Before we get on moving, let's just go ahead and let everybody know that you can right now. You're already watching. Just scroll right there, that little thumbs up, hit that one time, and then the little arrow that slant that way, hit that share one time. It slant that way, like it's going off the page, like you just gonna look off the page. I don't know why it's slant, but just gonna hit that. You can share it, and if you're listening on podcast platforms,
the email.
Make sure, if you listen on podcast platforms, but he threw my focus off. Make sure you like, subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and if you would like to sponsor, be one of these wonderful sponsors, you can put your products up here. We'll wear your shirts. We'll do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Might play a 30 snippet song. You got a new release. Might play a 30 snippet seconds of your song. However, you want to sponsor whatever. We might paint you down here if you want a permanent spot.
Yeah.
We'll paint you on the front of the.
Boy, put your shoe down.
What's that?
Put your shoe down.
The Vans, bro.
Oh, we sponsored by Nike too.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. Praise
I'm not
the Lord.
taking my shoe.
That right.
But go to you can hit us up at intheboothpod pod@gmail.com.
Yes.
And we'll grant your request.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you have some topics, let us know. We'll talk about pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So email us some topics. we can talk about.
Today's topic is way out there. I'm gonna let Kaiser do that one. Way out there. It's like, so we want to see. We want to see all that he has to say about this thing. But also, we have a local church called Free Life, and you are welcome to join us on Sundays. That's one thing that I haven't been saying. A lot of people are saying that they are looking for a church home. So if you want to come to Free Life, we get together every Sunday at 10 a.m. But if you're not local, we broadcast live at 10 a.m. on Sundays and 7 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Yes.
We love you, man.
Yep.
All right, so let's get it, bro.
Oh yeah, and one more thing, we did the vote for the video, the royalty.
What we doing?
Oh yeah.
It's a tie.
Okay.
With what?
Stay on this level, Mr. Big Stuff.
Okay. I
What
say
the
Mr.
both
Big
of 'em?
Stuff.
Mr. Big Stuff is my choice. Mr. B.I.G.
Happy birthday
love
to
that.
the day, dude.
Yeah. Hey, I want to sit here, KK.
I'm gonna record it, cause he's not gonna do it in front of you, but he be doing it. Every time I get, Daddy, put on Mr. Big Stuff. I'm gonna record it, bro.
I
It's
gotta
funny.
see.
He know the whole word.
If you did it live, would he come on stage and do it with us?
Not KK.
No.
KK, bruh. He'll do anything until you put the light on him. Then
The WB frog, man. The WB frog.
he just turning the.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Look, you turning the up.
My mama be. Yo, you turning it up.
Oh Lord, we love y'all. We love
But
y'all.
you know that's forever, bro. you told that story. Yeah, bro. Let me get a. Let me get a.
Y'all ain't right, boy. It's not me, it ain't me.
Oh man, Mama gonna get you, bro.
Man, that's funny, man. He lost his glasses. That's how we. I'm telling you, I wear contacts, and so I know how it is when you you've been wearing glasses all day, and then especially if the medicine's strong, the glasses fall off, and then everything's blurry. So you don't really want to look like because you tear up.
Uh-huh.
So you just hold your you close your eyes till you can find your glasses. So y'all had Aunt just standing there like man, you found my glasses, man.
Why you crying, man? What's wrong with you?
You just sitting there.
Facing the wall. Don't know nothing.
I ain't never had to close my eyes and look for my glasses.
Right.
Then y'all sat him down. Like sit down, Aunt, sit down. Just sit that joke in a weird position. And then, y'all found him.
Me talking to the corner.
Oh Lord, y'all done walked off and left.
Walked up and left.
Yeah.
He's sitting up outside. Y'all found him.
Y'all gone.
Y'all already there sitting to eat. He's sitting over there at the front of the restaurant. And people don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He's sitting at the front of the restaurant.
I gotta watch every show, man.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing joke that
man.
started about 3 shows ago.
That won't stop.
Yeah. Obviously.
They got Aunt just sitting there, man. Can't find the glasses, man.
Oh boy.
All right, go ahead, bro.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about what the brain damage industry.
Okay.
So it's this post that was floating around on social media. I saw it on Twitter and I saw it on Facebook and people were sharing it. And I was like, And so I finally read it because the top of it says Pornhub. So I was like, well, just keep going. But then I just saw it keep on. I'm like, well, what is everybody? So it was actually a message on there. So I ended up reading the message. And I said, well, we'll talk about it. So this is the message. It's not, I guess not about Pornhub. That's just what they put up there. But it's about the porn industry. It says, porn is a weapon. Each time porn is viewed, brain damage is incurred by a flow of synthetically generated dopamine. Studies have shown that consistent viewing of porn damages dopamine receptors and decreases gray matter into the brain. That's dangerous. This is a form of damage that leads to low testosterone, anxiety, depression, decreased self-confidence, depletion of minerals, and less motivation. Porn also disconnects the viewer from reality and degraded the relationships between women and men, making it easier to control the population. If something is free, you are the product. I like that part. If something is free, then you are the product. But the question is porn affecting the marriage and divorce rate? Because porn has boomed and there's less marriage and there's more divorce. is there a connection?
I think the connection between divorce, to me, has something to do with how people treat each other. That ain't got nothing to do with
It's saying the way we treat each other, there's a disconnect.
So you saying
I'm saying this is part of how we treat each other.
But people are saying how people treat each other. Like a couple shows ago, we was talking about the girl that got shot in the bowling alley because they was arguing over the bowling ball. You know, so they're suggesting that he just got through watching some porn and then he went crazy.
No. I'm saying it's not saying it's the overall. It's just a part of the problem.
Right.
It's not just this. It's saying the way you treat. Because if you're watching it, then you're looking at a script. You're looking at one part of life. And if that's what you watch, then you just take that and your life is almost kind of influenced by that when it comes to the opposite sex
they're
attraction.
Expecting that in
the expectations change because this is what you see, and it affects communication, patience, long suffering, everything that is the ingredients that is are needed for long lasting relationships kind of leaves because
do you call is there a difference between a porn, I guess hard porn and light porn in movies? Is there a difference in a script in a movie where you see a love-making scene that's just about real? Is there a difference between the effects of what this thing is saying? I don't really think that that's accurate. That's my opinion. I don't think that that's accurate. The other thing is, because Adam, I have to go back to the scripture. When Adam, he was to be fruitful and multiply and have dominion. And God said, I'm going to bring you a helpmeet. The first thing he brought was the animals. That was the dominion part. The second part was for him to bring the body of the woman. The spirit of the woman, which is female, was already there. So he put that in the body. So that she was the helpmeet on that other part. So the first thing, though, is when it says that Adam had found no helpmeet for him, he was watching the animals.
So he was watching porn.
He was just watching. He was watching them have sex, and he was like, "Ain't nobody for me." And then it was like, "I need something for me. Put him to sleep. He needs a helpmeet for him." And then bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. For this cause I leave my mother and father, cleave to my wife. And then so they start repopulating based off of. But he was watching.
So in a marriage, you think that's okay? It's healthy?
Well, I feel like whatever y'all agree on, that's what.
There was a disconnect because Eve ended up, going against the order or the law of.
Well, not Eve. They did together.
But Eve brought the fruit to her husband.
But everything was done together still.
I'm saying though, Eve. The conversation between the serpent was between the serpent and Eve. Adam was not in that conversation.
He was there. So based off of how they were in one body. They had never not agreed. They had never not been.
I'm saying that. So I'm talking about this. They're two now. The two are one.
But the two is still one because of the covenant. So what's happening is spiritually they still connected spiritually. Now you got to understand. So everything in agreement is happening in the spirit. So even though she's talking, he agrees. So the disconnect hadn't happened yet until they ate the fruit. Then they knew that they were naked. Then things start changing at that point. Yeah. But up until the conversation, they weren't in sin. Is what I'm saying.
But I'm saying there was a conversation between Eve and the serpent. Adam wasn't there.
No, he's there. He is there. He is not.
He's not there because when Eve brought it to him, then it says that he saw.
It just says that she ate it and gave it to him.
But it says she saw that the fruit was good.
Right.
Then he saw. But that's two different instances.
It never said that he saw.
She saw that the good.
She saw that the fruit was good based off of the conversation.
Right.
But but he's right there. It's not like he's not there. She eats. There is nowhere in the Bible where it says that she takes it to him.
But it doesn't have to be. Like he could be over there.
I'm saying he's
basically saying he saw everything and he heard everything that she said.
He didn't go in it
to
deceived. He didn't go in it deceived.
Right, which is what the church tells us.
What he just says is, it was the woman that you gave me. And then she says, the serpent beguiled me. Adam never said that he was beguiled. He wasn't tricked. They agreed. They were in a cleaving motion. They agreed. So he wasn't fooled by her. He knew. The conversation that he had with her, he was there, because they agreed all the way through it. That is the point of this thing, that for them being connected spiritually. He wasn't tricked by her. She had a conversation with him, and he was there. He agreed with everything they said, because in the spirit realm, and when they named the animals, they named them together in one body.
Everything was
in agreement, which means anytime that they were speaking synonymously at the same time. They were never speaking apart. The first time that they spoke apart was, what is this? This is the woman that you gave me, when you threw her under the bus. And then she threw the serpent under the bus, and that's what caused the division. Next chapter, murder. So therefore, you got to understand that everything that they said was in line with each other. They never disagreed. Never. Not even with the serpent. There was no disagreement. Now, it was a disagreement with God, what happened, because they weren't but them themselves never disagreed until
blame.
The blame. Voice of God.
All right. The New International Version says.
Let me say it, but it said the woman said.
Go ahead. The New International Version says, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave it to her husband who was with her, and he ate it.
With her.
Hold on. The New Living Translation
Man,
says,
all of them. Okay, go ahead. I got a problem with all of the reason being, because they keep editing words and they keep changing the meanings. I always try to go back to the original Hebrew translation, but that's good. Go ahead. You can keep going.
The New Living Translation says, the woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was beautiful and its fruit looked delicious.
That's what I'm saying.
And she wanted the wisdom it would give her. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it too. Now, for
both of those say he was with her.
And for the disconnect in porn, it says some indications that pornography may be causing problems is a person's sex life becomes less satisfying. Pornography causes relationship issues or makes a person feel less satisfied with their partner. A person engages in risky behavior to view pornography, such as doing it at work. They ignore other responsibilities to view pornography. They view progressively more extreme pornography to get the same release that less extreme pornography once offered. They feel frustrated or ashamed after viewing porn but continue to do so. They want to stop using pornography but feel unable to do so. They spend large sums of money on pornography, possibly at expense of daily or family necessities.
So let's talk about this. Let's ask, because I know, well, I don't want to say who it is, but a couple that watches, they get ideas from it. He told me that's what they do, and if that's what they do, that's what they do. They still married. They've been married for a long time, and so also the mention of these rules. I've been trying to, especially as a youth pastor, I've been trying to find porn in the Bible. It talks about lasciviousness. It talks about
the lust of the eye,
the lust of the eyes, and the lust of the flesh. It talks about certain things, and so we can understand that. But the lust of the eye, some can argue the fact that the lust of the eye can be more than just porn, but it can also be a desire for what somebody has. I want them shoes, so I kill him. I want this right here, so I murder them. So the lust of the eyes can go past just somebody's being in porn. So that's why it's still a vague point. And so sometimes there are special situations where a man is in a wheelchair and he want all that type of stuff where people can start saying, well, he want his wife to dance in front of him and do certain things, and that's porn or light porn or this category. You know what I'm saying? So it's to be argued. Certain things could be argued based off of us just porn is basically you looking at the act of sex. All right, now. What's happening in these industries, especially us speaking against the sex industry, the sex trafficking industry, is that they're stealing people to do this. They are doing certain things to do this. But if you talk about the birds and bees to your family, and you show the act to your kids or describe it, do I have to show them a dog? Or can I show them human? How do I explain it to them? How did I talk to them about it? I don't want the school to talk to my kids about sex. Is it porn because I show my kids the sex act and explain to them what sex is and how it's beautiful in marriage, blah, 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 blah? Or do I let it remain in darkness to allow the world to give them a description of something to whereas, so how do we do that? That's why the area is so gray. Because
are you using... So you saying go get a porn tape? And
no, I'm gonna get. I don't know. I mean, sex is not sex is sex, but I have to show them. If I show them sex, which tape do I show them? I mean, I'm asking because I am getting ready to show them all of them. What sex is, and I want them to hear it from me. Like I tell them all the time. You ain't come from your mama's stomach. You can't. So once the ideas, and I think the Kingdom of Light does not talk about sex enough, and we're afraid to talk about it. So we give the whole sex world to the Kingdom of Darkness, and then they pervert it, and therefore, so it ain't like you. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
So I know at least you had sex 3 times.
Yeah.
I didn't have to see it, but I know you did it.
Okay.
So you telling me you do it, but don't watch it, and it's. You do the act, but don't watch the act. How do we explain it to our kids? So it's confusing. A lot of times it's confusing because in the church, especially the church we grew up in, they were like, stay away from them girls, stay in your books, stay concentrated on God, stay away from them girls. And that creates another perversion. So where's the balance when we start talking about sex, when we start talking about the beauty of sex, when we start talking about the beauty of the body, when we start talking about the penis entering the vagina? What part does sex become porn? Is it just because it's viewed? All right.
Here's the definition of pornography: the depiction of erotic behavior, as in pictures or writing, intended to cause sexual excitement. So you were saying in the teaching element, if it causes arousal, is it porn at that point?
Man, if I'm showing teenagers, if I'm trying to tell them the truth, I remember I went to a concert, and before the concert, the pastor showed the kids STDs, and he was real with it. He was showing everything and bumps and like it was real, and they were woo, and he was showing them the reality of what sex in the wrong way would do. And he was spreading the light on the situation to tell them what God wants them to do with sex. We don't do that enough. The only time sex comes up, think about when you was growing up. The only time sex comes up, it's bad. And we never really given it to the light. It's always bad.
So you would say the same pastor, if he had shown porn after he showed the STD, would that have been okay?
Well, for one, your parents supposed to show you that. I feel like your parents supposed to show you. Like I'm going to show my kids. They gotta see it. They gotta know it. They gotta come because whether
you're gonna use. But I'm saying you're gonna use.
I'm gonna use a man putting a penis in a woman. Whatever you call that. Now, what do you call that?
I'm saying though.
No, answer my question.
I'm saying.
What do you call?
Because we're talking about the thing is.
But listen to me.
I'm trying
to put light on it.
Okay, but I'm talking about the scientific effect of synthetic dopamine.
That's some man's opinion.
No, I'm talking about scientifically if synthetic dopamine is damaging. If that happens, then that's damaging. What I'm saying.
I used to watch porn.
Okay, but
and it ain't dopamine me. So what I'm trying to tell you is,
bro.
Listen to why you won't answer my question?
No, I'm saying this.
Why you won't answer my question?
You're going around.
If I show,
scientifically,
if I show my
is laughter
kid,
medicine?
huh? Yes.
You know why? Because dopamine is released into your brain.
That's endorphins. That's different.
Okay, but I'm saying though, it's something scientifically moves with emotions, insights, and thoughts, and everything.
That's fine.
Cortisone, dopamine, all of that. Your chemicals are moving in your brain based upon thoughts, sight, everything. So what I'm saying is that what this is saying is there's an effect.
I don't think that's true. Here's why. Because if I videotape me and my wife making love and watch it, you think that's brain damaging me? What's the difference? Tell me.
It's you.
I'm still watching sex.
Yeah, but it's you.
But what I'm saying is I'm still watching sex.
But you're watching.
It's still porn.
No, you watching.
So you're saying it's porn. It's porn if I show you. But it ain't porn if I'm looking at it if it's me. But if I show you, it's porn. But if I look at it, it ain't porn. But if I show you, it's porn.
Basically,
okay.
So if I look at me and my wife, it's the act between the two being one. So it's not porn to you.
But it's porn to you.
Because I'm not part of that union.
But what I'm saying to you is, if I am using that to explain that to my kids, the grace of God, the liberty of God,
okay, well then show
the body. With the body, it's porn to them. If I'm showing them the beauty
saying you asked me a question. You said it would be porn to me. Yes, because I'm not part of that union. What? You are one with her. That's not porn to you. You're part of that union.
Bruh, I don't agree.
Okay, well then don't agree.
Yes, sir.
Okay, both of y'all are right. This article that I'm reading is it's medical news today, but it's about an addiction. So if you're addicted to something, basically, and you're addicted to porn, specifically addictions alter the body's dopamine system. So anything you continue to watch, it's like y'all kind of getting on the subject of this is y'all two doing, you and your wife or something. It's like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, those dopamine.
So you're saying if I make a habit of making a video of us, then dopamine is being released?
Your dopamines are being released, period.
And dopamine is negative.
Because of the habit.
So I declare that there's nothing ever negative. You got to listen to what I'm saying. And you got to listen to how this is being done and how strategic this is making us think. All right? If I'm making love to my wife and I'm trying to give my kids the education of how sex is, and I pray about God help me. This is why the subject of porn is not straight on in the Bible, because you got to do it in the spirit. It's a spiritual thing. So therefore, I got to go to God and say, okay, how do I do this? What do I show my kids? Because every time you got married as a virgin?
No.
Okay, me neither. It didn't work for me. Didn't work for everything that they told us in the church. Made me want it better. All right, it didn't work. So we got to do something to have our kids be married as a virgin. So if you do the same thing and expect the different results, that makes us crazy. So therefore, I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to show them.
So if you show them, you ain't going to think that's going to stir it up more?
If I don't show them, it's going to stir it up more.
If you do show them, it's going to stir it up even more.
Well, the reality is they're seeing it anyway.
Get some.
The reality is because of the internet, they're getting it anyway, and because of music, they're in it. So we got to guide and teach them.
You got to tell them.
Anyway,
million gets packs, like the beat packs from the internet. All right, the beat packs that they show, the girls be half naked on them. All right, so I gotta say. I go to him in that area, not to stop him from getting the beat pack, but say, boy, all right, this right here is all good to look at, but you got to be careful, and sex is for marriage. So you know, when you find you a girl, we talk about him finding a girl, you know, hey, get what you like, blah, 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 blah. You get your one, be faithful, blah, 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 blah. We're walking through that. Because
instead of stay away.
Because that's not reality, and it doesn't work. Yeah. And he get the you're supposed to get the urges
because it's natural.
At 12, 13, he's getting the urges now. You know what I'm saying? So when do we take over the conversation of sex in the kingdom of heaven? In the kingdom at all? You see what I'm saying? Because it's gonna happen, and we keep failing at it. So how do we have the conversation about it?
I'm saying you can have the conversation
without the porn. Is what you're saying.
Just turn on porn. Okay, look at this. Like, to me, that's not the process or the method. My thing is,
but if I choose to do that as they daddy, I could do that.
Okay, yeah,
but
you can do that.
But I'm saying though, you might not do that.
I'm going in.
How would you do it? Yeah.
I'm going in as number one, respect you, respect your body before you look at anybody else's body. Let a man first examine himself. Okay, you respect you. You are the temple of the Holy Spirit.
Right.
You have something to protect. So I'm talking to him about him first before he look, because he ain't gonna know what to do with it. You're gonna cast the pearls before the swine. Like, you're just gonna throw your body anywhere. Let me teach you about you first. Let me teach you who you are. Let me teach you what this is. Then I can go from there and then teach you how this comes together with that. Like,
see, biblically that's cool, but when the body of a woman was presented to the man, it was simply, the only reason they separated was to get back together and be fruitful and multiply. So when he get to the age to whereas he is starting to be horny, which is around 12, 13, all right, you can teach him about me, but the Bible says it ain't good for a man to be alone.
okay, cool.
So you can teach him about him. That's fine. I want to teach him, okay, what you do with that staff. What you do with that when you know you know, and the feelings that you have are good because we are taught that they're bad.
Yeah,
so they're trying. So they're trying to.
I agree with you on that.
So what the feeling that you have is good. You're supposed to be horny. You're supposed to. So this is what happens, and this is what you do with it, and that is the whole thing of
I'm agreeing with that. I'm just not going to use porn.
The method.
Well,
the method,
see, you call it porn, but it's a.
Well, it's porn.
So do you call animals making love porn? When you see a dog humping another dog, do you call it porn?
No.
All right.
Because it's not an arousal.
But it's not an arousal. So you're saying
I'm not a
so
dog.
people can watch. But look, people can watch certain porn and don't. People can watch certain porn and don't get aroused. They can watch certain porn
and some people watch animals and get aroused.
So what I'm saying, you can. So your mind can go anywhere. People can watch animals and be aroused. People can look at a doggone mannequin and get aroused. Yeah. That's just your mind.
So the mannequin is porn.
So most of it is spiritual. Is my point.
Okay.
It is what is as
it's
a man
mental.
thinking.
Yeah,
as a man thinking.
Mental.
So therefore, I want to guide their mind into the kingdom. All my kids gonna have sex one day. All your kids, whether you like it or not, gonna have sex one day. So therefore, I want to guide that conversation. I want to show them what's going on. I want to let them know this is a penis, this is a vagina, blah, 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 and let them know what's going on. That is my job, to make them aware and teach them. If not, they're going to learn from somebody else. Just the same people that you learned from that made you have sex early, same people that I learned from that have made me have sex early, all of it doesn't work. So why do the same thing? So the fear of they're going to get into it anyway, that's not my fear. Yeah, they're going to have sex. They're going to have sex. And I'm going to tell them, okay, this is what this is. This is what you have sex before marriage. These are the consequences. This is what happened, blah, 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 blah. And it's up to me to tell them what's going on. And I could go and I could be led by the Spirit if the Lord tell me not to do it like that, but I still have to have that conversation. They call it the birds and the bees. We ain't talking about no birds and the bees. We talk about D's and P's. You know what I'm saying? And so that's way different. That's way different than you know what I'm saying? And so
what if, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If you was in the Bible days and there was no TV, then what?
I'm not in the Bible days, and
I'm just saying.
In the Bible days they did plays, so they saw it up front for real.
They saw.
They was real people.
Or they had to draw it on stone. Like, man, what is this? What? They had to put that book on.
What is that? Oh my God. Oh God.
That mug is hieroglyphics.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Go ahead, voice of God.
All right, there's another definition opposite of the definition that was read. So porn says informal noun, pornography, hardcore porn. 2, television programs, magazines, books, etc. that are regarded as emphasizing the sensuous and sensual aspects of the non-sexual subject and stimulating a compulsive interest in their audience.
Man, that's long right there, bro.
But
I don't
let
even-
me hold on. I'm not finished. Hold on.
Yeah, that boy, you're not finished
Hold
still
on.
long.
Because the way y'all are talking about it, we're talking about the mind. So, let me read this. An addiction is more than just an intense interest in something. It is a medical condition that changes the brain and the body, causes the person to feel compelled to continue using a substance or partaking in that activity, even when doing so may cause harm. So when a person with an addiction initially uses a substance or engages in that behavior, they receive an intense rush of dopamine, causing feelings of pleasure or reward. Over time, the body may produce less dopamine and rely on the substance or behavior to feel dopamine rush.
And that's
so
what
basically, what this is saying,
But that's any addiction. So, and I understand what you're saying. And based off of any addiction, the whole thing is trust in the Lord, lean not to thy own understanding. So when you have an addiction, you trust that, or you cleave to that more than you cleave to the Spirit of God. That's why you walk in the Spirit, and you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh, because the flesh is addictive and it feeds itself and it wants more and more. But as you walk in the Spirit and you go into the spiritual things of God, and you pray more and you fast more, whatever you have to do to get in the presence of God, to hear from God so that you may obey God, then dopamine won't control you. So most of the times when you have an addiction, it is taking away from your time from God.
It's not that dopamine is controlling you. It's what is released.
But I'm saying, the whole, whatever it's a spiritual thing.
God created your brain a certain way.
Right, I understand that.
And your prefrontal lobe is conditioned to function at its highest intelligence through love. Your prefrontal lobe is at its highest intelligence when it experiences love. Mm-hmm. This is why if you keep God, who is love, he'll keep you in perfect peace in your prefrontal lobe, scientifically, if your mind is stayed on him, because he is love.
Right.
So the chemicals are working according to his to his plan or whatnot. But those chemicals can be altered, is what I'm saying. It's not that it's controlling you. It's a built-in consequence, like we talked about. Some things are just a built-in consequence. Not that God is doing it to you.
Right.
But dopamine, it's a built-in consequence. I gave you dopamine, I gave you cortisone, I gave you all these chemicals in your brain to be released based off thoughts. That's why when a person has a mental illness, they give them the dopamine, they give them the cortisone, they're trying to balance the chemicals so that their brain can have stability, because thoughts of fear has shifted it.
Right.
So I'm saying that it's going to work a certain way according to God's protocol.
So my whole point is, yes, agree. Yes, all the information, the long definition, everything. But the point is,
I went to sleep. But you good job, bro. Good job, bro.
What's going on with read, bro?
Well, I was like, oh, but.
Okay, so can I say this? Let me see. He somebody on. He somebody on. Okay, so let me say this.
We gotta hurry up and move on. Go ahead.
Okay, just like you said, like I've watched porn back in the day. Like Kurt Franklin was addicted to porn. He put that out publicly. So I guess what this is saying is that, does it cause problems in relationship? Yes, it can. Because if you're more focused on, if you're watching this porn, that's just like going to a strip club. You're taking on the fantasy. You can't take these women home. So you're focusing more on a fantasy. Right. So that fantasy would cause you to maybe separate from your mate because you're so focused on... But I'm not,
what I'm talking about ain't that. I'm talking about is doing what I'm doing in the presence of God, so that the kids may be presented with an ideal. So
make gospel porn then.
So make gospel porn. That don't make sense.
I'm saying.
That don't make sense.
But I'm tell you
what I'm doing is for my kids.
Okay, make your own.
What if your dad would have talked? Think about your dad would have having the real conversation with you about the birds and the bees. Think about what we could have avoided if we would have had that conversation with our pastors. You know what?
I'm agreeing with you with this.
So what?
I'm agreeing. Everything you're saying, I'm in agreement with. We have to take over the conversation of sex from a kingdom perspective, teach each other about the bodies, and like we got to start from the foundation. Not my thing is if we jump to, because I don't want whoever my son falls in love with and marry to compete with this girl that do this every day and getting paid thousands of dollars to, whatever she doing and just going crazy and whatnot. And
no, not
So
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you got to present it to them with the word of God, the right way to do
Facts.
the act. That's all. We gotta move on. It's y'all keep putting your comments down about your porns and all that type of stuff.
Porns.
And hit us about your porns.
About your porns.
Your porns. Your porns. Who put an S on the back of porn?
This one right here.
It's plural either way. It's like corn. There's no corns. It's porns. Tell us about your porn. Yeah, man, hit us up, man, in the comment section. Or if you want to hear some more, as far as the topic, hit us at the email in the booth.
Don't say it. Whatever it is, don't say it.
At Gmail, because we're willing to talk about all this, y'all.
Transition we about to make.
We'll talk about anything on In the Booth. Yeah.
All right, y'all. The top 5 the top 5 sports moments you witnessed live. Yeah, what a transition.
Talk about the porns.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God! The top 5 sports moments you witnessed live. Yeah.
So nothing that you heard about and saw somebody directed you to YouTube or whatever that you watched live and was like, oh my God, that just happened. Just watched it
in the room.
Oh, I got
No,
it.
you watched it live. Not that your friend told you and you went back and watched it.
Watched it last championship. When he crossed over.
Like in that time, you watched it live. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan.
Russell. He did it on Russell.
That's to me is from one of my number ones. Sports moment.
I say Dame Lillard. When they were playing Oklahoma, was it Oklahoma?
Yes.
That last shot against who was that? Paul George.
That was the most ruthless, game-ending shot I've ever seen.
I was like, oh, okay.
That joker shot that mug from almost half court. And so So that was
the OBJ catch. I saw that.
Odell Beckham catch.
I didn't know he caught the ball.
It happened so quick.
Yeah, I didn't know he caught the ball. I was like,
it happened so quick.
And then I was like, did he catch it? Was he in bounds?
When they showed the slow motion,
bro, I was like, bro, that was
anything John Morant do.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah, John Morant.
One of my most moments was me. I kid you not. Me and Luke G. was on the golf course. It was completely dark. They told us to bring back our carts because they got to close the thing. He said, y'all can go ahead and walk the rest of them the holes. We was on hole 17. It's completely dark. Now, hole 17 on the other side of the golf course, away from the parking lot, so we ain't got street lights. We got the lights on our phones. Hit off the tee.
Disobedient.
Listen for the ball.
Disobedient.
Dude, as long as it don't hit the trees or the water, we good. That means it's in the fairway. So then we go up, walk, go find our ball. Oh, I got mine. And we got the GPS of the course. So we get to see how far we are from the pin.
Oh my God.
And all this. I hit a par in complete darkness on hole 17 with no light. Just ain't had nothing but a GPS and Luke holding the light over the ball and me having to use GPS for the distance and direction.
You were looking like Unc, huh?
And I was just here.
Looking like Unc.
But it landed on the green. We heard it. I went down there, put it in.
Golf is pouring to you, bro.
Yes, it is. That's the segue right there.
He released a whole lot of numbers and then.
Stop it.
Why you looking like that?
I don't know why you look like that. It's a dopamine, what you say?
Dopamine.
Give me my dopamine shot.
Man, sports moment.
But live you were in the room?
I was never like in the.
I mean, the high school anything when 6'9" dunked on Dillard. 6'9".
Yeah.
God,
Like
nobody-
high school.
Like,
I've been in some
Love
moments.
it hit a half court
Yeah.
and the whole place screamed.
Yeah, she hit one half court.
Yeah.
This year.
she got her step on.
Yeah. She shot it was deep in the half court too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was going crazy.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't. It was for halftime though. It wasn't for the game with
Still,
them. But
she
yeah,
on
it
the
was
side
half
to
court.
count.
They went, they went crazy. Man, something that I was in the room.
Like you were there.
It's
you
just
was in
all
the
high
game.
school. Like and
But you ain't never
Little
been to a
League,
professional
man.
game.
I've never, man. When I went to the Falcons game, they
You didn't
got
see
punished.
nothing, right?
No, Matt Ryan came back at the end against the Bears. I seen that. You know, came back. His third year in the league.
You know, Mona ain't gonna let you fall
She don't
from
like
outside.
No, she was down.
That was the
When it
Eagles,
came back,
wasn't it?
when we walked out.
Oh, we left early because they were
walked
losing.
out, and then because the Cubs was playing because it was the Bears, and so we were like, oh, and then they came back and won. So
we
we
didn't see
seen
that
that
because we were outside.
we was outside, but we was there.
Oh, you ain't seen it.
we were outside,
We walked out because we thought they were gonna lose, and then they threw it like, ah!
and everybody ran back in.
Everybody
Yeah.
ran back in. They won, so it was crazy.
Wait, with Cheryl, UGA.
What?
You know I had to put it out there. Go ahead.
What's my man who just got traded from the Dallas?
Amari Cooper.
Amari
no,
Cooper was playing for the
Alabama.
Alabama, and Georgia was winning the whole game.
Oh, the SC champ. Yeah, I remember that SC championship.
He was there for that one.
I was there because one of the kids for UGA, I was mentoring him. His parents couldn't be there because their other son was playing in the state championship as starting running back. So they asked me to go to represent the family. So Cheryl Merritt, my good sister, is a 1984 alum of UGA. So I took her with me. And like, sure, let's go. You know, I don't have no passion. Went to Morehouse, and the years I was there, you know, Morehouse, we didn't win a lot at all. And so I went. They were winning the whole game. We was right by the band. I mean, the band was loud, bruh. This dude threw that pass to Amari Cooper, and when I tell you the silence.
Yeah.
Right? So Georgia had the ball back. They was driving. Remember that they got to the 4-yard line and ran out of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they ran out of time, all of the Roll Tide ran on the field. And I'm just like, man, why he ain't called timeout? He had a timeout. And I'm just analyzing the game, right?
That was Mark Rick.
Yep. I'm like, why in the world? So then I'm like, all right, Michelle, let's go. When I look, man, Michelle, and everybody else, I was the only one standing up. Everybody, I mean, people cussing. I was like, oh my God, they live this for real.
Yeah.
So when they won the championship this year, Michelle was crying.
Bro, they've been waiting since 1980.
Hey, for a long time.
Yeah.
Everybody done won a championship.
Yeah, since she been in school. Wow, that's crazy.
But that was a huge catch.
Yeah.
It was a huge, because I haven't been in that atmosphere. You know, I will be because one of my sons gonna be in there.
All of them.
Facts.
And
That right.
or my daughter. Or
If she changed her mind, yes.
Yeah. But all right, man, that's a great show.
I pray God, hope she ain't never got to play against no men.
Right.
I know that's right.
Facts.
No, she won't. Let me go ahead and say that. No.
6'7" dude.
Right.
Bro, you got to stop this, bro. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This got to stop.
It was
He got a mustache and everything. No.
Yeah, he got a little
No.
beard. He got a beard.
Right.
Got peach fuzz.
No.
Yeah, he got like a little peach fuzz down here.
Oh
No.
man.
And a package.
Yeah, y'all gotta watch the last show when we talk about
college,
that.
you
All
gonna have
right,
to
we
show.
love y'all, man.
Oh,
We'll see y'all
We'll see y'all
tomorrow.
next time.
Really? For real? This how we gonna do this? Okay.
You better hold it. That's enough.
Got a resume over in the limousine. Got something for the king, something for the
We're gonna
queen.
pre-cam.
Got a winning team, about to do the thing.